Welcome to New Strength. I'm Christina Cook-Lee. New Strength is a daily devotional offering hope and encouragement to people who are trying to get and stay free from depression and or dependency. I would encourage you to read along with me. If you're viewing directly on YouTube, check the description area below the screen for instructions on how you can. Thanks for joining me. Our topic is You're Not Alone. The focus, being real. The scripture, Proverbs chapter 31, verse 30 from the New International Version of the Bible. Charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Throughout history, people have worshipped beauty. Civilizations and cultures have always exalted beautiful people to leadership and fame. And the age we live in is no exception. In magazines, on television, the silver screen, and the internet, the spotlight is pointed at people who seem to have no flaws. The current focus on fairness may prove to help somewhat in the future, but let's face it, beauty usually wins out. It's hard not to notice people who are especially good-looking, who have it all put together. But what if you're not that? What if you just never were and never will be? What does that make you? From a physical standpoint, people who are beautiful when they are young are bound to age in time. What happens then? How does a person keep their position as one of the beautiful ones when time takes its toll? If you've been through a lot of stuff like depression and dependency, that takes a toll too. My hair started turning gray when I was 17. By the time I was 30, I was more than half gray, and within a few years after that, my hair was white. For quite a few years, I made it slightly yellow, but now it's actually quite white. I get compliments about my white hair, and I like to say I earned every one of them, which is true. Trials do take a toll, and as you look in the mirror, you might not like what you see. If you're like me, you see every line and shadow as though you're looking through a magnifying glass. I recently had to have some extensive dental work done, and I'm still having a little trouble not wondering what's going to go next. It's hard to imagine that God intended for our bodies to age and wear out. Don't you wonder sometimes why that should have to happen? Because sin entered into the world with Adam and Eve, we have to deal with a lot of things that might have been different otherwise. But God's original plan was for living creatures to multiply, so there would have to come a point in time when the planet would become overpopulated if He hadn't originally intended that we would eventually give up the ghost. I remember my grandmother saying when she was in her 80s that she still felt like a young girl inside. I liked hearing that, and I'm beginning to understand what she was talking about more and more. I am learning to take comfort in some of the things that have happened to my body as a result of stuff I've been through. For one thing, I know I'm not alone. I've learned to recognize certain characteristics in other people that offer little clues about where they've come from and what they've been through. I guess it's one of the beautiful things about growing older and becoming able to face some of the consequences that accompany a history of depression and dependency. When you reach a point where you're not so caught up in yourself, you begin to see new things to appreciate in people you can relate to. I am a faithful believer in sunscreen and moisturizers, and I use them morning and night every single day. My husband and I have taken up kayaking. We go out on the water regularly and are purposely trying to stay as strong as possible while we can. I won't stop trying to hold off the clock, but I know it's inevitable. We're all getting older every day we live. There are other kinds of beauty to embrace when the physical kind is fading, or maybe was never quite there anyway. There is the beauty of being or becoming a person who truly cares about others. A person who is all wrapped up in their self gives very little thought to those who are hurting or lonely. When you are in a place of pain and isolation and someone takes a personal interest in you, you see that person as beautiful no matter what they look like. I remember the revelation of reading The Velveteen Rabbit by Marjorie Williams to my children when they were young. It was a profound experience to grasp the concept in the story. In a nutshell, the stuffed rabbit becomes real at the end of the story because he was loved and worn out by the boy he was given to. In this life, we become real when we get past the superficial part of life, the things that don't last. Experience takes a toll. Heartache takes a toll. And so does every kind of pain we go through. But each time some of the surface is chipped away, a little more of the person underneath emerges until we are completely real. The ignorant and inexperienced can keep beautiful. I'll take real. Declaration: I will find new strength by embracing real. Thanks for taking the time to listen. I would really appreciate it if you would like this segment, and if you wouldn't mind, please share it with someone else who might also benefit from it. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the New Strength Devotional channel on YouTube or on WordPress, and then a link will come to you every day in your email with a segment like this. And if you're already a subscriber, I'll look forward to meeting with you again tomorrow. My prayer is that you will find new strength day by day and endless blessings. I'm Christina Cook Lee.